Hey everyone, I got the chance to play ArcheAge. Check it out by clicking the link in the description, and I'm gonna be telling you my first impressions throughout this video. To start things off, I began choosing a character that best fit me, and the thing I liked about it was that there wasn't that many to choose. I didn't really want to be so overwhelmed with options, so I think 6 was a good number to pick and choose from. I really like the Nguyen character. They just seem really loyal and respected, so I just chose that character. So after I decided on who I wanted to be, a really cool backstory behind the Nguyen started, and I just thought that was awesome just to get to know your character a little more before the game starts. By the way, the artwork in these cinematic scenes are super well done. You can tell that they spent a lot of time on how good they want the quality to be. And props to the narrator as well, you have an epic voice.
They dreamt of their magnificent civilization back on Aurora.
I got to also customize how my character will look with his facial features, his skin, and his hairstyle. And as for female players, don't worry, there's also an option to make yourself a girl and have your own customization. As for me though, I was aiming to make his appearance resemble with how I look like in real life. So here's an almost face reveal of Fran the Man 1. And I mean, at least the body matches me, so. The game starts off in my bedroom while I was asleep, and some creepy wizard guy named Lucius magically appears out of nowhere. It was cool, but I honestly believe that the line he had when he appeared kinda killed the moment.
I remember being that young.
I think it would have been better if maybe my character woke up by a large tremble when Lucius appeared instead of that sentence.
I remember being that young.
Anyways, I asked the creepy wizard dude who he is and what he wanted, and he responded by telling a story.
Let me explain the only way I know how. With a humble verse.
Once again, these really cool cinematics and amazing artwork made this so much more enjoyable to play. The scenes in the background being shown were some of my favorite parts from this story that Lucius was telling. And also for me, graphics are very important with cinematic scenes especially, and ArcheAge did a perfect job with that. Now after story time was over, Lucius told me to go talk to Captain Tallcard, and he stated that the captain would be down at the docks. My only issue with this was that it's been a lot of talking and cinematics so far, and I think it would have been cool if maybe players could take control at this point and maybe head down to the docks ourselves just to kind of take a break from all the scenes, and once we got to the docks, perhaps then continue the cinematics. Now this is where I met him, Captain Tallcard. The captain was pretty friendly, and I already had a lot of respect towards him. He was actually my favorite character I got to meet. He gave me a cool armored suit and we boarded his ship with his crew.
Captain on deck!
I loved how the game took a moment to allow us to see how epic this ship really looked, and the details with the ocean and the dock as well when we were leaving. While the captain and I were talking, 3 pirate ships come out of nowhere to attack. And I, heroic Fran, was ordered to use a cannon to defend ourselves and shoot 3 cannonballs to the pirate ship. This was fun to do. However, no real damage was shown when I would hit the pirate ship. What if there was some sort of target on the ship that I would have to aim at, and if I hit it, it could make a broken wooden hole? That's just something I thought took away the fun from shooting the cannonballs. It was still really fun. I was just really eager to see the ship's destruction once I did hit it. The pirate ship battle was just fucking awesome. A bunch of cannonballs were being shot, wood breaking, water splashing, people dying, this guy on the steering wheel, and just a bunch of rampage was going on. But things were not looking good. We were getting clapped, absolutely destroyed. And the captain was not having it, so we had to abandon ship and fly away with these bird wing things. Now, I will admit, being able to fly was so epic, especially over the castle, and I was not expecting to do that at all in this game. But something that didn't quite make sense, or at least I didn't catch, was that when we landed by the castle, we immediately had a bunch of troops with catapults and we began taking over. Don't get me wrong though, it was amazing to do this, but at the same time I thought things were moving a little too fast. Once inside the castle, I was finally able to have some combat time against enemies, so I used my bow and then my sword to kill off some guards. And just to talk about the targeting system, it wasn't bad at all. It was actually easy to target on someone and just start fighting. After I did my training for the day, the captain was informing us about the castle having a lodestone, which magically sustains their land. He wanted us to destroy it in order to take the enemy castle. As we were approaching the lodestone, we weren't aware of some sneaky fucks that were about to give us a sneak attack with their bows. One of these bastards actually struck the captain, but it hurt my heart more since he was my favorite character. It didn't stop there though. More enemies barged out of nowhere and an ambush started. The captain, being a badass, stood up and ordered us to charge and fight. The Black Panther's ex-girlfriend shows up and starts kicking our ass, and all I can say here is that it would have been so cool to have the player be able to fight and slay some enemies. Since the captain got shot, he wasn't strong enough to keep battling, so he wanted us to retreat yet again. Retreat! I put the captain on a horse and we got the hell out of there. After finding a good resting spot for him, I put him down, but he was really sad that we lost the battle and we had to retreat.
I failed you.
He also tells me that one day I will need to come back when I'm stronger and ready and lead everyone to victory.
Train hard, then come back someday. Gloria can be reclaimed, but you have to be ready. Today I wasn't.
Which is really sad because I think it's hinting that the captain's gonna die.
Gods! Blessed Nui, is today the day I see your face?
He looked up to the sky and he saw a bird flying, but for some reason believes that the bird is familiar and it gives him a boost of courage and strength. Now this next part was just so fucking cool, epic, and motivating.
I had the strangest feeling your patron was right. You do have potential. My job is to make sure you see it through. Captain!
I was freaking out about how cool this scene was. I had my head tilted, my mouth open, and the dumbest smile while I was watching this shit. I'm not lying, I pretty much look like this fucking dog. But this turned out to be a dream, or a vision to be exact.
Dream? It felt so real.
Think of it as a vision of the past and an illusion of the future.
Lucius explains that it was just a small amount of magic that Aurora is capable of. And then he says that either good as well as evil magic may find me.
All magic, evil as well as good. Be wary.
After that moment passes, I spawn in some sort of pond, and I didn't like that at all because I just thought it was just really random that I'm literally standing in the middle of a pond with all my clothes on. You know what I mean? Something I thought was cool though was the exclamation marks that tell me 3 different options I can do. The green exclamation mark is basically to continue with my character's story, the Nuyans. The yellow exclamation mark is a quest you could do nearby that also tells a story, but it's just for that region. And the purple exclamation mark are also quests, but they can only be completed once per day. For the sake of this video though, I wanted to avoid side quests and I just wanted to continue with the story of the Nuyans. I did play the game until I reached level 10. I thought that was a good stopping point and enough for me to give ArcheAge a review. I won't show everything that happened throughout my journey because then that'll just make things longer than they need to be. So I'm going to be making some bullet points of pros and cons, and these are just my pros and cons. Let's talk about pros first. I really liked that there was both male and female characters to choose from. The artwork and graphics was something I enjoyed seeing while I was playing. It was really well made and great high quality cinematics as well. ArcheAge promised an open world map and it also gave just that. I was able to travel to so many different locations without having a loading screen interrupt me. The targeting system was also something that I thought worked really smooth and it made it really easy to fight enemies. I also saw some other people's review and their opinions, and something they all had in common with the pro was that ArcheAge is no longer a pay to win game, so props to that as well. Now for me there wasn't that many cons. One of them though was just small details missed. An example I gave earlier in the video was when I was shooting the cannonballs at the pirate ship. It would have been better if once I did hit the pirate ship with my cannonball, it would show some sort of damage. The game did have some missing textures every now and then. I did catch some of them while I was playing, but I'm pretty sure that's an easy fix. And lastly, rip my man Captain Tallcard because I think ArcheAge is killing him off. Overall, I think it's fair for me to give ArcheAge an 8 out of 10. That being said, I haven't even came close to reaching the end of the story. I only reached up to level 10 and I thought the game was awesome. So I'm more than certain that I'd be more impressed with what else it has to offer. There's other great things about ArcheAge that I didn't mention, as well as the housing, the numerous different mounts and class combinations, the insane number of customization options, the playable naval battles, and the extremely strong PvP. Just a quick side note, when I think of it, Lucius's creepy comment he said,
I remember being that young.
Could it be possible that I'm Lucius and I'm just looking at myself when I was younger? Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this review. Definitely get the game. The link will be down in the description. Try it out for yourself and take care.